If you've never assessed the condition of your door sweep right here under your door, you could be sweeping money right out the door. I'm going to show you how to change this door sweep and keep your home warm this winter. There are a lot of different types of door sweeps, and they're designed to create a nice seal with your threshold. But if you've got something like this, where these little fins are broken, or in some cases worn right off, this door sweep is not doing its job, and it's time to be replaced. I prefer the U-shaped vinyl ones with the screw-on option. They do make some that are tension fit, but I don't feel like those hold a good seal for quite as long. So I'll link to this in the description below, and this is the one we'll be using today. So before we can put the new door sweep on, we have to get this old one off. And you can see this one here has been painted right on there. So I'm going to score that with a blade, and then I'm going to come around to the back side and just remove these screws. Some doors have just the sweep that's just underneath here, and you can just reach underneath with your hand and pull them straight down and off. Some are a tension fit, they'll just slide right off. Some have been siliconed on, so depending on your application, you may have to figure that out a little bit, but I'm going to take this one off now. Man, look at that dirt behind the door. I don't imagine any of you had that problem at your house. So I'm going to just stick this putty knife down behind here and hammer this down a little bit. It should come right off. So now that I have this off, you can see here, I mean, these fins were all torn. Some of these were missing completely. This is probably, 10, 20 years old. Time to be replaced. As you can see, my door used to be blue, and I'll probably have to do a little touch up here with the paint afterwards. But most of these door sweeps are going to have to be cut to fit. So I'm going to line this up on this side here, keeping in mind that the screw side goes on the inside of the door. And I like to make the cut on the hinge side. So with this lined up on the other end, I'm just going to take a Sharpie here and make a little mark for where it needs to be cut. So when you're ready to make your cut, don't be too lazy to run out to the garage and get your tin snips, because scissors probably just won't do it. So now that I've got that cut, I'm just going to slide this up on the door. Make sure it's centered. So with that on there, I push this all the way up, and I'm going to close the door. So now with the door closed, I'm going to look underneath here where this sweep hits the threshold. You can see here, there's actually a little bit of a gap. So I'm going to tap that down here. And I'm going to look across the bottom of the whole door to make sure that that gap is sealed. Some thresholds have screws to help adjust the height of the threshold. If you have those on your door, you can use these to help close that gap. Now with that gap all sealed, I am going to pre-drill these slots right here with a drill bit that's just slightly smaller than the provided screws. And then I'll come back and I'll put screws back in those holes. Now that door sweep will stop the cold air from coming in underneath your door. But if you haven't seen my video on how to replace your weather stripping, take a look at that right here.